Ashley here, and welcome to the very first episode of Recipe Testers, which, if it's successful, it's going to be a brand new series here on Funky Fresh Food. So as you can probably tell by the name, Recipe Testers, it's where I'm going to be testing a recipe. Simple, right? Now in my room I've had this magazine open on a page showing this recipe that I've been wanting to do for many weeks and I haven't got around to it yet. So I might as well start Recipe Testers with this recipe. So this first recipe goes by the name of egg in a hole with spicy bacon and guacamole. Now I have been wanting to complain about eggs in holes before because I couldn't see the point of ripping out a bit of bread just so you can crack an egg into it in a frying pan. But bagels on the other hand, they already have a hole in them, so I'm thinking this is a good idea. Let's head to the shops and get the ingredients. Well, that took an unnecessarily long amount of time, but I'm back from the shops, I've got all the ingredients, so let's get cooking. So here we have my lovely selection of ingredients for this, what's hopefully going to be a pretty simple recipe. My bagels, avocados, lime, cherry tomatoes, my chipotle chili and paprika paste, maple syrup, my streaky bacon, a bit of olive oil, and my eggs. So this recipe, it says it serves 4 people, so I'm going to cut down the ingredients because it's only me around at the moment, so I might as well just make it for 1. Maybe 2, I like bacon. So according to the recipe, the first thing we have to do is preheat our oven to 180 degrees C and line a tray with baking foil. I think I can manage that. Now apparently if the holes in the bagels are too small, you can cut away a little bit with a cutter, but that defeats the whole point of having bagels in my point of view, so I'm just going to hope for the best. Step 1 done. Step 2, onto the guacamole. Now this step is super easy. Just chop the avocado in half, take out the stone, scoop out all the flesh of the avocado, mash it up in a bowl, add a little bit of lime juice, give it a mix up, and then we chop up the cherry tomatoes and stir those through. Next time I'm definitely going to be using a bigger bowl because that got a little bit unnecessarily fiddly there. Anyway, that's step 2 done, on to step 3. I've simply got to mix the chili paste and the maple syrup together and then spread it over the bacon on my foil lined tray. As I've never tried this chipotle chili and paprika sauce, I think I'd better try it before I spread it over bacon and potentially ruin it. So here goes nothing. That's super smoky. Oh, okay, it's spicy too. Jeez. Very spicy. Whew. This will then go into the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes or until it's crisp. Now when it comes to bacon, I always grill it, so I'll be intrigued to see how this oven-baked bacon turns out. I really hope it doesn't ruin it. Whilst the bacon's in the oven, the recipe says that it's the perfect time for us to crack on and sort out our bagels. Now they have some very confusing instructions, so I'm going to start by cutting my bagel in half and then I'm going to wait until my bacon is half cooked because I don't really want to start the next step until that, otherwise I'm going to end up with cold eggs, cold bacon. It's going to be a disaster. Come on recipe, sort your timings out. Alarm's going off, so it must be time to check the bacon. That bacon is no way crispy enough for my liking, so I've put it back into the oven for another 5 minutes. I'll put it on the top shelf this time, and then hopefully after that it'll have gone a little bit more gnarly and then we'll be ready to flip it. I really hope I don't regret not grilling it in the first place. Those extra 5 minutes really worked wonders on the bacon, so now I've just got to flip them all and brush them again with some of that spicy chipotle maple syrup paste and then pop them back in the oven for another 5 to 8 minutes. I'll keep an eye on them, make sure they get nice and gnarly and crispy. That's step 3 done, so now on to step 4. And first up, we got to heat some oil in the frying pan. Now that oil's hot, we're going to take the top half of our bagel and put it cut side down into the frying pan and then crack an egg into it. Fingers crossed that don't break the yolk. Okay, so that didn't really work, and it's now reminded me why I hate egg in a hole projects. So I'm going to try it again, but this time I'm using an egg cup and I'm going to stamp out a big hole, and hopefully it'll be alright. Okay, I really don't like egg in a hole recipes now. As you can tell, that didn't go quite to plan either. But I'm gonna sort of roll with it and salvage it and scrape away some of the egg white and remove that from the pan. And hopefully we can continue on this recipe without any more sort of hitches. We're gonna put our grill on a high heat now, because even though we're cooking our egg mainly in the frying pan, we're gonna finish it off under the grill just to make sure the top of the white is nicely cooked. At the same time we put our frying pan under the grill, we'll also put our bottom half of our bagel into our toaster. This will hopefully mean we've got warm top and warm bottom bagel at the same time. That's the bacon alarm! The bacon is looking awesome. Trust me, it isn't burnt. If it looks black, that's probably just your screen a little bit funny. And the egg is looking great, so now it's time to layer everything up. Here we have our finished egg in a hole with spicy bacon and guacamole. I think it looks pretty close to the picture. I put extra bacon in mine because why not? And let's give this a taste. Wow, that is incredible. On the spicy side, but real sweetness from that maple syrup. Yeah. I'm sorry you're gonna have to wait for me to finish this before I start talking anymore. It's so good. That was incredible. Like a bit messy to eat, but the flavour was on point. Despite a few little errors along the way, I think on the whole this recipe has been a success. Just next time, definitely do cut out a little bit from the bagel top. I know I complained about it at the beginning, but it's a necessary evil. And you get to eat something whilst you're cooking, which is always a bonus. Like I did in my version, I'd recommend simplifying the whole toasting a bagel process. More bacon, that's always a good thing. And I probably wouldn't bother with putting the frying pan underneath the grill for the last minute, because you end up getting a bit too much of a hard yolk, which you don't really want. You want it to be as messy as possible, so a runny yolk is key. But on the whole, I reckon that has been a really successful recipe and a good start to hopefully a new series. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have, let me know in the comments down below. I really want your feedback on what you think of this new style, and if you'd like to see more of it or less of it. And if you've got any recipes that you'd like me to test out, that's even better. Let me know about those too in the comments down below. And if you particularly enjoyed today's episode, then why not leave me a like? And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, then hit that button. I am going to attempt to eat the rest of this now without getting in too much of a mess. Bye!